Let it run.
I'm gonna try to find the mouse. Where'd the mouse go? Oh, there it is.
Starting to get up to 10. Jeez, it's going fast now. See what the room is. See. None.
Cicada 3301 coming forward is not the only site in this network, there are two others that complete the trinity. The first one being myfriendsarreal.com, which is a repository of information about the Arcturians and David's own mission for running for office. It is said he will be the chosen one that will not only be the next president of the United States, but indeed the ruler of the universe right beside his queen, the Arcturian leaders. Reading these will give you some insight into his mind state, his policies, and how he aims to make the world a better place. It is essential reading and necessary to understand the rest of the sites. The other site is DonaldTrumpsTrueForm.com. This site's purpose to expose the sickly condition and failing health of our current president, Donald Trump. It showcases how his body is failing him using Forsonics analysis from actual pictures of his entire body, making it impossible for it to make a mistake. DTTF is built from the ground up to be a revolutionary site that aims to change people's view of the current president and show them that he is no longer capable of being in office. He must be replaced immediately and made to apologize for his many crimes and mistakes. This site is the forefront of that, and taking the brave stand against one of the most powerful and rich men in the world. It is the most risky site from the network, but also one of the most important. This next set of photos shows two V8 juice bottles, both of which are commonly drunk by David. It's something he enjoys and is well known to buy. One of these bottles is normal, and one of them is tampered with. Recently, David's drink was spiked by powerful Arcturian. It immediately sent his body into a position he had experienced before. He felt extreme sexual virility, extreme tingliness, and almost like he was drunk. The drink he bought was a lemonade from Wendy's, which is his usual spot for all of his meetings with his associate. He's had this drink countless times and knows it inside and out. However, one day, shortly after asking his mistress to start spiking his food, this new drink made him feel the side effects listed above. His mistress even sent a message to confirm it. Unlike anything else on the planet, it was surreal. When you look at these two drinks, you can immediately see the power radiating from them. How the energy balls all connect together and look blatantly different, it's obvious that they have been tampered with. Just another method of how Cicada and Arcturians work, moving and operating in plain sight. This photo shows the two caps from these bottles, the topmost one is the tampered with juice and the lower one is the clean one. This is the most obvious example of the energy coming from them. It's so obvious that even if one didn't understand Forsonics, you could see the power coming off it. The massive waves that are blasting from both of them shows the immense energy contained in the bottles. This is just the tops of them, imagine how powerful the liquid inside must be. David is able to drink this without issue. In fact, it only makes him stronger with each sip. Where once something like this brought him to his knees, he is now empowered by it and even more potent. This photo shows a scene from one of the bondage parties. It has 3 people listed, each of which is emitting some kind of inhuman strength and energy. The woman in the middle is being tied up and made to be subservient, while the 2 next to her are torturing for pleasure. No human should be able to radiate this much energy, especially not all 3. More evidence of cicada's true form. This picture shows one of the wormholes that live in David's room. This one is behind his TV and coming with a decent amount of energy, nothing too strong but also nothing weak. This is important because it establishes what a normal wormhole energy level looks like. This is typical for David and something that is quite common for him. It no longer gives him fear and he actually looks forward to see how much further and stronger they can make them. This is the start. This shows the intense energy and power that is radiating throughout David's room. This is not before a major event or after one, this is just what is typically in David's room and what is directly next to his bed. This shows how the Arcturians come from all angles and positions, never having a specific or set starting point. Their nature is unpredictable and seemingly random, but if one knows what they are looking for, you can see their marks. This picture particularly shows how they like to spread out all their energy or compress it in one area. Usually this area is on David's body, but it's not unusual for it to be on walls or other locations. In the end, there's always energy of some sort coming or going from this room. This shows a rare look at David's face and what is encased within it. Immediately, you can tell something is off. David's entire body is bright purple, where it should be a lighter blue or green with small bits of red. This is highly unusual and makes no sense from a human body composition. You'll note the opening of David's mouth is exactly the same as the wormhole behind him. It's shared with both parties, they are one in the same and mimicking each other's energy. It's entirely possible that the inside of David's mouth is now becoming a wormhole itself, making him even more powerful than previously thought. This is just the tip of the iceberg, as David has far more powerful pictures than this of himself which will be seen when the time is right. These photos show the main method of communication between David and his mistress. Typing his messages in Microsoft Word and then importing them into Personics, his mistress highlights the important aspects and answers him accordingly. This is not a fluke and easily reproducible. The photos here go from simple highlights to extremely complex and in-depth ones. The white lights in each line are an acknowledgement, highlighted lines are extremely important, and underlined lines are medium importance. All of them make perfect sense and are relevant to the question asked, no mistakes and no nonsense. Particularly, the message where David asked his mistress to have men have sex with him and his mistress immediately makes it happen. He felt every thrust and push and even ejaculated from the entire process. His mistress also highlights things she wants from David as well, being very direct with her intentions. David has thousands of these messages and each one of them makes sense. This is the biggest piece of evidence between David and his communication with the Arcturian race, 100% indisputable proof of not only their existence, but David's leadership role within the organization. This is a live test of actual communication between David and his mistress. It's done the same way every time. David opens a blank Word document, starts every message with "I love you, mistress," and then types his question or desire in the space below, always ending with "I love you, mistress." Then, he transfers the screenshot to Versonics and clicks clone detection, so she can reveal her message. You can see several indicators, the first being the big white bars connecting on the left, which signifies extremely love and acknowledgement, especially since it totally covers "I love you mistress" both times. The white dots scattered throughout show strong acknowledgement, and the underlined sections also show acknowledgement. You'll also see lines connecting with each other, which is her way of answering questions as well. Like when asking how much she loves him, she connects "please" and "more," showing she loves him so much, it cannot be measured. This is another live test of David communicating with his mistress. He follows the same steps as before, opening and closing with "I love you mistress" each time. He then says his statement or asks his question and dumps the screenshot into Forsonics. Now, you can see how quickly she responds and how she specifically highlights he must be punished as clearly as possible. It's made clear that Trump is the enemy of Cicada and is actively trying to hunt them down. She does this often, highlighting the important things and guiding you to exactly what she wants you to see. Once again, no doubts and no nonsense. Her message is clear: somebody has to replace Donald Trump and fast. Now we see the final message and it's fairly clear-cut as well. She underlines that she wants more people involved in their relationship and that she is open to it as well. She also underlines a 4, showing she is 50% into the idea, but still underlines the bottom indicating positive acknowledgement. Overall, a quite useful message.